Let's get live on Twitch too.
Are we on?
No, we're on.
All right. Hey.
How you doing? Hi, I'm Stephen Gutowski. I'm here with Dan Joseph of the Media Research Center. We're on the second edition of Games and Guns. Today we're going to be playing Call of Duty Ghosts, which is the latest Call of Duty. Something that Dan has never played before, so that should be interesting.
We're going to bust some ghosts, right?
Yeah, they swear you fight ghosts.
I feel like I should have a proton pack, and like, you know, if they're ghosts, I wanna be able to get them.
It's basically, it's all the, the ghosts in Mario Brothers?
Oh yeah, like the fake ones that you try to beat the times of.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of thing.
No, wait, no. I'm talking about like in the cast, the scary cast with the lava, and there's ghosts, and when you look at them, they stop moving, and then, you know what I'm talking about, Mario?
Okay.
It's
I got
those.
it. So if I look at a character in this, they're going to stop moving, and I can just shoot them.
That's exactly right.
Great. That sounds easy.
We're going to jump into a game of team deathmatch here.
Okay. That sounds fun.
But today, the gun that I'll be focusing on trying to use, which should be pretty hilarious, is the SIG P226. And then hopefully we'll be able to shoot that gun in the next episode of Games and Guns that involves actual shooting of guns, which is my favorite part, actually. Dan, you don't get to participate in that because you're not good enough, sadly.
No, well, in this game, though, I'm going to just hopefully try to stay alive. And then in my next video, I'm going to actually see if I can stay alive in real life. So that's it'll make sense. And
it'll be a challenge. Here is the P226, by the way. It's a handgun made by Sig Sauer. And if anyone's ever played Call of Duty out there, or any shooter really, you know that this honey badger here is just a little bit better for killing people than a handgun. Much like real life, surprisingly. Handguns are not the most accurate things, and they don't have the best range. So I'll probably get killed a lot, but at least you'll get to see how this game handles this gun. Yeah, maybe not as many times as Dan. I've been killed
twice while you were talking here. And you know, if there was a Joe Biden character in this game, would he just be carrying a shotgun and
It would just be a double-barrel shotgun. But I killed a guy with my and then I died. But I killed a guy with the SIG. So I'm awesome is the moral of that story. Which is the moral of many stories.
In 5 minutes.
But yeah, I don't think this is going to go over too well. I'm probably going to die a lot and not kill anyone else, but we shall see. Anyway, it's cold. It's cold in this room. It's cold in the entire country. There's some sort of vortex of coldness or something. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist, but I think we should discuss that.
Yeah. Well, today was actually the coldest day in 20 years. The last time it was this cold, as cold as it was today, was in 1994. I was in 9th grade.
Because you're old.
Yeah, because I'm a really old guy.
I was like 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. I mean, I was out there pretty much for about an hour and a half today. And what we decided to do was since it was freezing cold, we decided to go out and see if we could get people to sign a petition demanding that President Obama fight harder on the global warming issue. So basically, we were asking them, hey, help stop this horrible global warming that's going on right now. And
because this is all caused by, this is a byproduct of global warming, this extreme cold.
Right, and a lot of people told me that I was silly, look how cold it is out here. But then I said to them, no, you don't understand. You see, when it's this cold, that is because of global warming. And when it's really hot, that's because of global warming too. And
there's really nothing it can't do.
And I asked them, well, how does that? They asked me, how does that work? And I said, oh, it's just, it's science. It's just science.
Science.
And of course, I couldn't explain it, and I don't think anybody really.
You're not a scientist. How could you explain it?
I'm not a scientist. I'm just a regular guy like President Obama.
It's the greenhouse gas effect, which, if anyone's ever been in a greenhouse, sometimes it gets freezing cold and snows in them.
That's right. That's
when
right.
it's
And
warm
I think
outside.
we've all been in a greenhouse before where it just got bitterly cold and so cold you couldn't feel your legs. One funny thing that kept happening though while we were out there, it was like 10 degrees, and my pen that I was getting people to sign the petition with kept freezing, so
The
the ink
pen
would
was
not.
freezing.
But they still tried to sign it anyway. So they were very adamant that they wanted to stop the horrible global warming that they were feeling at that moment. It was
Yeah,
bad.
but look, those people aren't true believers, though. I would say, to be a true believer in global warming, you have to go on a global warming expedition to the Antarctic and get
Yeah.
your ship stuck in ice.
Yeah. Well, first
That's
of all,
how you know if you're a true believer.
First of all, I don't, I
Everyone
just
else
a
is
lot
just a
of
poser.
what were they trying to do up there? Were they going to measure the ice to find out how much it had receded in the past few years, if it had receded at all?
Well, that's a good question actually, because I don't know. And this is actually, you work at the Media Research Center, and they helpfully pointed out that I think it was 98% of the news stories about that icebound shipwreck. None of the, like 90%, 98% of them didn't mention the fact that they were trying to prove global warming on their trip.
Yeah, hardly anybody
So it's
mentioned.
really, who knows what their bizarre plan was, but I would say that it didn't work. It didn't
Yeah, I
work
want to
out
find
well
out
for
what the
them.
actual results of the actual expedition and the study were.
I
I mean, did they
I think the guy, if I remember, I read one story where the guy was confident that somehow this actually helped to prove global warming.
Yes. Well, somehow it always works out for them, right? Because if there are
Right,
more hurricanes every year, that proves that there's global warming. If there are fewer hurricanes every year, that also proves that there's global warming.
right,
So they're
which
in a
there were
lose
fewer this
situation
year.
over there. So if there's more ice and they get stuck in it and they have to be rescued,
Yeah,
that's actual proof that something is wrong and that there is global warming. So that makes perfect sense. And what a great job to have where you can't possibly fail at it.
yeah, you
Where
can't ever be wrong, so
going to prove your hypothesis, right?
it's impossible to be wrong if you're a global
That's
warming
so
researcher.
wonderful.
It doesn't matter if your expedition gets literally stuck in ice, your colleagues will find some way to defend you as
The
being
thing that
correct.
there's going to be no ice in the Arctic Circle and at the
Right.
poles. That's the whole thing. Is that Al Gore once said that it was all going to be gone by now, by like this year,
Yep.
and of course they're getting stuck in it.
Well, I know that. Well, what was it? Ted Turner. He said we will all be cannibals in a couple of years.
Which I was kind of looking forward to because that would have given me an excuse to eat human flesh, which I haven't been able to do in polite society as of right now. So,
Which is really unfair because
it
it's.
is unfair. It's like we're second-class citizens if you're a cannibal in this country.
It is.
And
It really is.
all we want to do is eat some flesh. It doesn't have to be, live.
That's true. It seems reasonable, but
We're not headhunters or anything. We're not going to cook you in a big pot. We're just going to wait till you die of natural causes and then eat you. I don't see what the problem is. I feel like it's racist.
Maybe for you,
we suffer from a lot of racism against cannibals in this country, and that really needs to stop. I'm hoping the Supreme Court takes up our cause.
that's right. Equality for all. That's what I say.
Equality for all, including cannibals.
That's my motto.
Right.
I'm actually doing quite well with this P226, which probably means we're playing really bad people. All right, never mind. I have 8 kills. That's
that
impressive.
I'm pretty much on par for the course here. I'm trying to figure out how many times. Oh, I've died 10 times so far.
Actually, I died 10 times too.
Really?
Now 11. But I have 8 kills with a handgun. Everyone else is using like 20-foot long, sniper rifles
I'm just dying
from the future.
Yeah. Oh, every damn time.
This makes me want to buy a Sig Sauer P226, to be honest with you, because I'm killing it, doing relatively well. We even won the match somehow, even though you got 0 kills and 0 score and 11 deaths.
Nice job, man.
That's you. Look at you. Look at you go, man.
Getting easy kills on me. You guys went in and killed all the other players. It's pretty good strategy here.
Well, for your first time, I would say it was pretty awful, but
yeah, that's pretty bad, huh? I mean, look at that. It's 0
0
all
points
across the board except for deaths, which is 11. This is why I like Mario.
No one shoots back at you in Mario.
You just jump around, you get coins. You get to dress up. Like the new Mario game is great. You get to dress up like a cat and climb up walls. It's right up my alley. It's right up
That
my
is
alley.
your fantasy. So,
It's my fantasy world.
having known you for several years, that dressing up as a cat and climbing walls has always been a dream of yours.
Like my real life. It's like playing a video game of my real life. That would be horrible, actually, if you actually played a video game of your real life. Could you imagine?
I would
Like
play that.
and you're like driving to work in the morning, you drink some coffee, then you sit at your desk and you type in the game.
Isn't that what was it? Second Life, right?
Yeah,
Remember
Second
that?
Life. I never really played Second Life. I heard a lot about it, but I never like knew anybody who was playing it or was. And then that was sort of where the thing started of all the players like World of Warcraft who were just sitting in their basement and drinking Monster Energy drink and eating Hot Pockets all day, and they would get obsessed with it. I think people died playing Second Life, or maybe that was Warcraft. Like
I'm not sure. But nowadays, they film themselves doing that and they put it on the internet and make money, which is exactly what we're trying to do here at Games and Guns. But so those people really won in the end, I would say.
Yeah. No. I mean, I guess so.
Except in every way.
How much money have we made so far?
I think we've made a couple of sixpence. That's
good.
Still a currency, right?
Sixpence worse these days. I heard the trade-in value went way down. Sixpence is like Bitcoin, right?
I think it's like British Bitcoin. I don't know. British things are confusing, so I don't really.
They are like they still use the metric system over there, which is just a waste of time.
Yeah, metric.
Metric. That doesn't even mean anything. It's like a made-up word.
It's a good band though.
Is there a band called Metric?
I think so. Right? There's a band. That's a band.
Album. That's all I listen to.
What?
I only listen to the new Beyonce album.
Well, can't go wrong.
Did you have to go outside today?
Did I? I sort of did. I mean, I had to go out to get to my car, and then from my car.
You felt the cold, right?
Yeah.
You felt how bad it was. I'd never felt anything quite like that before in my life. Even in '94, I think I would have remembered it, but it was amazingly cold. And I had shaved just the night before. I had this goatee, and I had gotten rid of it, so the skin underneath was like really sensitive. I had it for like a year and a half, and it just, oh man, I picked the wrong day to shave.
And to quit smoking crack.
Not smart. Well, yeah.
Every day is the wrong day to do that, though.
Every day is the wrong day to do that, which is why I will not. So.
That's why I refuse.
I had so much crack earlier, right before I came on here, just so I could talk a lot and,
Well, we need you to fill up time. This is like an hour-long show, so it's good.
That's true. It's a long show. So
I recommend that as show prep for people who come on the show.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of Mountain Dew and, a little bit of crystal meth. Won't hurt you.
I stopped doing crystal meth because Breaking Bad ended, and I just couldn't do it anymore without thinking. I used to smoke the crystal meth while I was watching Breaking Bad.
Well, because you were a true fan.
Yeah, but I went through all the episodes in like 2 days because I was all high on crystal meth, and then I ran out of episodes. Yeah. I just didn't go to sleep.
See, they're not thinking of people like you when they end a show like that.
The show totally ignored meth heads, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, I got a kill.
Hey, it's your first one?
Yeah.
Look at you. You're growing up right before our eyes.
I am. This is great. Now I'm addicted. I want to like swear at some teenagers over the headset or something like they.
Now you have to like freak out on some 13-year-olds.
Right.
You'll be a true Call of Duty expert.
That's right.
Or if you could become a 13-year-old somehow. That's another key thing.
Talk about dreams coming true. Have you ever heard about the book Replay? I'm reading it right now.
No, what is it?
It's about this guy who keeps dying and coming back as his college self, and he has to keep living his same life over and over again. But he makes little changes every time he does it.
Sounds like Groundhog Day, but over a lifespan.
Yeah, it is a little like Groundhog Day, but it takes 25 years every lifespan he has, and he just keeps coming back. And he'll like marry a different woman, or he'll go to a different, go to a different country and live there. It's really, really good. I know you can't read, but if you ever learn how, I recommend that you try it.
If you could sign that to me, like if you could like put on a performance of sign language of that book to me, I would greatly appreciate that. It doesn't have to be real sign language because I can't read that either.
One-man show in front of the camera and tape all the scenes for you as all the characters, and then you could just watch that.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
That's how I get most of my entertainment, to be honest with you.
I'll get on that as soon as I get off the Skype with you. Did you see President Obama's press conference today?
No.
Oh,
I don't follow news
amazing
things.
press. You see, he was explaining why we need to extend unemployment benefits for another 3 months.
Well, I mean, 99 weeks, that's not long enough.
Well, right. And
how can someone find a job in that time?
It's just weird because, you know, ever since he's been president, from what we hear him say, the economy has just been doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know, unemployment benefits just naturally need to be expended for another, you know, few weeks because he's just done such a great job with the economy.
That's how things work. That's the economy.
I guess so. You know,
Economy 101.
It's economics 101. And
didn't you go to school?
Isn't that funny though? I mean, the fact that it's basically because his economic policies have failed so badly over the last 4 years that now he still needs to extend unemployment benefits in the 5th year. And he's going out there and he's saying, well, you know, he actually said it's a great way to extending unemployment benefits is a great way to stimulate the economy.
Yeah, you have to stimulate the economy by taking money out of it to give it to people who aren't working.
If that's the case, then let's just extend everybody's benefits, right? Let's give everybody unemployment benefits. It was like when they released the stimulus. How much did the stimulus cost?
I think it was somewhere around $900 billion.
Okay, so how many people?
But look how good the economy is. God damn.
How many people are there in the United States? There are like 317 million people, right?
Something like that.
So instead of having that whole stimulus, why don't they just give everybody, you know, a couple $100 million?
I think you're setting your standards way too high. I mean, think about the way the country was before Obama, where it was like 90% homelessness.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
I think we had like 5 cities destroyed by hurricanes. I don't remember
I think the only ones who actually had houses were the Koch brothers, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else was living in shanty towns. And
this town we're playing in right here, this is modeled off of Atlanta before Obama took office.
Bush era America. That's
Bush era Atlanta. Look at it.
Bush era Atlanta.
This is it.
Just people with guns roaming the streets.
This game is a history lesson.
Actually, that's kind of like Atlanta now, from what I hear. Atlanta's not a good town, but
how dare you, sir?
Cleveland.
We might have viewers in Atlanta, and if we do,
yeah, well, they should.
You're awesome.
And visit because see what they're missing. I went to Cleveland. You might have visited in Cleveland too.
Cleveland.
I was just there to visit my grandmother, and that town. I mean, something wrong up there in that town. The people are great. They're nothing but good people up in Cleveland. They're the friendliest, nicest people around. But there's just something so depressing about the town itself. I can't put my finger on it. It's like the unions left, you know, way back in the 1970s, and ever since then, it's just been perpetually depressed.
Well, once LeBron James left, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, no, I think that's the opposite. I think LeBron James just couldn't take it anymore. There was a very interesting part where my hotel was connected to like the shopping mall, and Christmas was right around the corner. And in the shopping mall, there was this store. It was like a dollar store, and they took food stamps in the dollar store, and it was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was just all these very poor people, you know, buying presents for their kids, like, you know, the kind of cheap stuff they have, like cheap dollar presents, and using food stamps to pay for them. And I was like, you don't really see that kind of thing in Washington, even if it might exist some places, but we lost.
We lost, and it was all your fault.
I got 2 kills.
Hey, look, you only died twice too. That's impressive. I died 22 times.
I think I've got the strategy down. What I do is I run and I hide, and I spend the entire game hiding.
They call that camping, and everyone hates that. But okay.
You know what? Beggars can't be choosers here. So I'm camping out. I'm going to pitch a tent. No, but what I'm saying is, I mean, the food stamp thing, it just shows you that city is, it's still, even when and if this, you know, recession and all the economic downturns, even when it passes, there are going to be places like Cleveland or Detroit where it just never ends. It's like a perpetual recession.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I mean, there's the whole Rust Belt, really.
Well, I mean, you got a city like Pittsburgh, though, that has actually done a lot better in recent years. But yeah, you're talking about like Cleveland, you're talking about Detroit, you're talking about, those Rust Belt towns, and there's good reason it's called the Rust Belt. That's because the unions left, everything got rusty, and now their economy is basically in the tank. They do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there, though.
Yeah, that's their main source of income is the.
I think ever since
Rock and Roll
LeBron,
Hall.
yeah, that is their #1 source of income. So I don't know if they get enough people to visit Cleveland.
Probably not sustainable. Yeah.
I think people were like, oh, you know what I'd really like to do? Go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then they're like, so where is it? And they're like, oh, it's in Cleveland. And they're like, oh, okay, well, never mind. I guess I'll just stay home.
Yeah. Probably kill myself instead, I guess. Now that we've trashed Cleveland enough for one show.
Export is crippling depression. Did you know that?
We could go on and on about how terrible Cleveland is. I was considering visiting there once. I saw a wonderful ad for Cleveland on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was so captivating. I don't even know words anymore, but
words are
hard. words are difficult things. But their #1 export is depression and
right. Yeah, you're talking
pollution.
About the ads from the fake tourism ads, right?
Wait, those are fake?
Yes, although they had a hard time. The Cleveland Board of Tourism had to tell everybody that they were fake.
I had no idea that was fake.
Well, now you know.
I'm a good actor as well.
Yeah, you are.
People are believing me. But no, those are some of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're very, very funny.
But yeah, I mean, northeastern cities from the Rust Belt are extremely depressing places. I don't know if you remember this. We're totally off topic here, but I don't care. I don't even remember this, but one of the centerpieces for the Obama campaign the first time around, and I think they even brought it back up again in 2012, was Allentown, which is a small city in the northeastern Pennsylvania, which
also
is.
The Joel song.
I'm from southeastern Pennsylvania. Yeah, but when they brought that up, it was because they wanted to make it like Allentown is that's middle America there.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome. This is what we think everywhere should be like.
Right.
And so I actually made a video about it because there is that Billy Joel song about Allentown, which he wrote in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically all about how it's a decrepit, rundown shell of a city, because of the essentially the way that government and unions got in bed together and destroyed the viability of that city.
Sure.
Made it impossible for for anyone to run a factory there at a reasonable price. So they shipped all the jobs, and it's been that way for decades, and it's just stuck like that.
Right.
And it's incredibly sad. I mean,
the jobs aren't coming back. I mean, that's the
they're
thing.
not.
Obama and the Democrats can tell them repeatedly, oh, we're going to get the city back on its feet. But until they change the entire basis of their economy, that's not going to happen. What happened is they get so addicted to these unions. The workers are there, and then the unions have to leave, and the industries go to Japan or somewhere else where it's a better environment for their business, and then the people there are just stuck with no other skills and nothing left to do. Yeah. So it's a vicious cycle, and I think one of the things that the Democrats have done recently, especially when their economic downturn, is tried to promise the manufacturing sector that these jobs are all coming back, when in fact the manufacturing sector in this country, once it leaves and once it moves on to a different kind of economy, it's not going to return. We're in an information economy right now, and the manufacturing economy is not going to be as big as it was 30 years ago. And a lot of politicians just don't really seem to be brave enough to tell people that.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think that a lot of these policies that have been used for, they've been tried for decades in places like Allentown or Cleveland or these other Rust Belt towns. They just, onerous regulations combined with overreaching union contracts and rules doesn't make for a good a good business environment, and they don't seem to really care. I mean, they keep trying the same exact stuff basically over and over again, and it doesn't work.
Right.
And and the people that live in these areas are just sort of left to rot, and nothing ever changes. And
yeah, I mean, the union
it's sad.
leadership is so corrupt that they refuse to allow any changes to what they're getting, and it's it's like trickle down poverty basically because the union bosses get when you talk about income inequality, that's really what we're talking about. You got the union people on the top, and they're doing kind of all right, the ones at the top, and then the ones as you rise up in the level of unemployment that naturally happens when the business owners outsource, then you're going to get fewer people employed, and you're going to have greater income inequality because of that. I mean, unions are a key factor in the kind of thing that Barack Obama likes to talk about with income inequality.
Yep.
But that's because there's so much unemployment in those Rust Belt areas that what are you going to do?
This is all true. I have no idea how to transition back to what we plan to talk about, but I'm just going to do it. So Old Spice has a crazy new commercial. Have you seen this,
I
Dan
did.
Joseph?
That during the game the other day, and I thought I heard that you want to explain it to people. I don't.
Well, whoa, lag, whoa, that was crazy. Well, I mean, I know that you're a fan of Musk.
I am.
Just generally.
I enjoy a nice musk occasionally. I have a musky scent.
Manly musks.
Yes.
And so Old Spice, that's like your thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to. It seems that they're trying to expand beyond like the creepy sort of middle-aged man demographic that you fit so well, and into like I don't know, the low 20s, early late teens demo that Axe, the Axe body sprayers.
Yes, Axe body spray.
That they have locked up so well. And so I guess they put out a new line. This is all very interesting. They put out a new line of body spray, which is super important for us to talk about a weird ass commercial that they made.
Right.
But now that you all know that, basically, it's like a really bizarre commercial about moms lamenting their boys being turned into men and like getting it on with ladies, I guess. But they do this in like the most creepy, but I would say extremely funny and entertaining way.
Right.
Why don't we, since I can't seem to find anyone to kill, why don't we watch a short clip of it right now?
Let's do that.
Here you go. And there's the mom. She's creeping me out.
A lot of creepy moms. I wonder how they had auditions for this. Like, we need creepy moms.
Oh, it stopped playing. Well, technology has failed me, as always.
Okay. Well, they can, the reviewers can go see it, but yeah, it's
yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. But basically, essentially, it's like these mothers are like following their sons around after they spray on this. It's all about how Old Spice body spray sprayed a man out of my son.
Mm-hmm.
And like this bunch of like mothers and like one's holding onto the bumper of a car. They're sort of like stalking their sons as they go on dates, but in like the creepiest, weirdest way possible. Yeah. Like one falls out of the sky and starts playing a violin.
I think one of the things I thought about this, it took me a while, was who's their market? Who are they trying to appeal to? Because the reality is that I don't really think girls like the spray-on scents very much. I've never heard a girl say a good thing about a guy who smells like Axe body spray. But I think what their goal was they must sell or else they wouldn't sell it. But I think what the goal was of this was to make a commercial so creepy and so disturbing that everybody would be talking about it the next day. And word of mouth spread, and then suddenly, everybody has Old Spice musky spray on their mind. And that's one way to get word of mouth going for you. So, maybe they're having the last laugh, but yeah, those moms are creepy. Creepy moms.
Yeah, but I think like Hot Air wrote a post about this, and like they sort of said the same thing of like, who's this supposed to target? Are young boys really gonna buy Old Spice because their moms find it like off-putting that or something? I don't know, but I just think that the audience is people who like really that sort of weird brand of comedy that Old Spice has, like the hilarious, bizarre but hilarious stuff that they do.
Well, you know what else?
I thought it was funny.
You focus on the mom and the message that's there, but if you're a teenage boy watching that, it's not so much about the mom. The message you're getting is, oh, if I wear this, then I'm gonna get girls. Like that's the key, and I think that's a huge selling point of all these things. You know, especially the Axe body spray, because you look at the Axe body spray commercials, and all it is just guys who put on the body spray and then end up, you know, in the shower with like 3 ladies, and that's, you know, as insane as that is. That's the kind of stuff that sells this stuff, and guys actually buy into that because let's face it, a lot of guys out there are very desperate, and they're looking for anything, any little thing that's going to help them do better with women.
Oh wait, how would you know that, Dan?
I don't. I've heard.
This is something that you've heard on the forums.
Yeah, I read a book
on the internet
called what was it called? It was called The Hunger Games. I read The Hunger Games, and apparently in that book, they all put them in this death match, right? But in the end, he gets the girl. I figured, you know, maybe the goal.
Doesn't he get the girl by like dressing up as a rock or something? Isn't that how that goes?
It's something like that. But
because I was considering trying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically.
Do you think my girlfriend would appreciate
a bunch of people and put them in a jungle death match, and I'm hoping that allows me to do a little bit better with the ladies who end up surviving the death match. That's sort of my strategy at this point.
Oh, your strategy is to kill off all the competition?
Well, no, I wouldn't do it because I'm bad at killing, as you can see in this game that we're playing right now. I'd let them kill each other. I'd like offer them some prize, you know, that I don't have.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah, like
that's a smart strategy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I come up with crazy ideas like this all the time, but, you know, one of these days, one of them's actually going to work.
One of these days.
Yep.
One of these days. Not anytime soon.
But I'd be interested to see the bottom line over at Old Spice to see if they're selling any more crappy ass spray.
Well, I actually like the Old Spice scents. The new scents are very enticing.
Like, I like their deodorant a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
It's really not
bad
spiced,
stuff.
You know.
I actually use Old Spice now.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man, and that's what men do.
You finally hit puberty, is that it?
Yes, exactly.
Good. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you. It's a very personal time, but
that's good. Yeah.
I figured I would share it with you.
Is your mom upset?
You're a good friend. My mom did. She did fall out of the sky and start playing a violin. I don't know if that's. I just thought that was a common thing, but people were talking about this commercial like, that's weird. That doesn't happen in real life, and I was like, what do you mean? But so I could basically what I'm saying is I could relate to that Old Spice commercial because that's literally exactly what happened to me.
So you went out and you bought cartons and cartons of Old Spice.
Yeah, I sprayed enough of it, and it made me into a man.
Where is this game? I mean, does it take place in like a post-apocalyptic society here?
Yeah.
Or
that's where all games take place.
Brazil.
It's Call of Duty Ghosts. It takes place in something about like South America becomes a superpower, magic, and actually this game is really bizarre. Okay, here's the plot line for this game. I guess like Call of Duty has had a lot of like ridiculous plot lines, so they keep each one that has to top the next one. But I guess they've had nukes in like 12 of these games. They've had nukes go off and like destroy the world, and you die from a nuke, and the main character dies. Blah blah blah. So in this one, I guess they were like, well, we need a new super weapon, and they like I don't know. It's basically just nuclear weapon light. It's like a space cannon. It's like the old Reagan thing, but without nukes, with like a less powerful.
Can you get that weapon in the game and use it yourself?
I think you can use it in multiplayer if you get like 500 kills in a row.
Sweet.
But I'm never going to do that with a handgun, so we're not going to see it. But
you're carrying around a handgun, right?
Yeah, I'm carrying around the P226, since I'm going to try to actually since last time we did we played Counter-Strike and I shot the Remington 870 pump action shotgun in real life. You can see it's up on my YouTube, this YouTube channel. If you look back through the playlist for games and guns, and sort of compared the video game gun to the real gun. And we're going to try to do that again with the Sig Sauer P226, since that is like one of the only real guns in this game.
Do you think people who really are into firearms? I'm not really into firearms. I don't own one or anything.
Well, because you're not a man. You need to get some Old Spice.
But do you think they're like more into these games than those who are not? Do firearms aficionados really like the shooters?
That's a good question. Probably not, because they're not. Well, I mean, I think first-person shooter games are so popular that most guys between like the age of 13 and 45 are probably playing them these days.
That's probably true, except for me.
Except for you, because you're not a man, like we established earlier. But
yeah.
But as far as like, do people who grew up around guns start playing first-person shooters because they have guns? I don't think so. That's not the reason for it. I think the other way around happens. Like, you grew up playing video games, playing first-person shooters, that could get you into guns in real life. I think it did partially for me, just because the real deal is so much more fun than even like the video game versions. But I don't know that there's a lot of crossover the other way around.
Ladders, so that's why I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah, because you can get into that in real life.
I would dress up like a monkey and just throw stuff at people and, kidnap girls.
Yeah, you kidnap. Didn't you? Yeah, you kidnapped that. Wasn't it like a dental assistant, and you took her to like a water tower, and you started throwing barrels at the cops or something. But actually, that was really weird, because there was like an Italian plumber that started trying. He's the one that captured you.
He eventually failed because he fell off the thing, and then it was bloody, man. He was not in good shape after that. And then his brother came by. And they were dressed like exactly alike, only he was wearing like green or something.
Right.
And he comes at me with this hammer.
I thought it was neon.
I don't know, man. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. Remember how much older I am than you.
That's true.
And it was just a messy situation. They never caught me though, because of the monkey suit.
You probably shouldn't be talking about this on the internet.
Statute of limitations, man.
Oh, well, that works out.
They can't nail me for it.
That works out real well.
Speaking of puberty, though, I know we've been discussing puberty a lot. Did you see Jay Carney hit puberty the other day?
He did. I was so proud of him. I think it was to tie it together. What happened was, I think he sprayed on some of that Old Spice.
Yeah.
And where he sprayed it, that's where he grew new hair.
I think that's actually a pretty good theory on this, because you saw him before. He looked like the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, but with not as much of a weird head. Like, Jake Carney has a pretty normal looking head.
Like when he was that age, his head was probably really weird.
That's true, I think.
And now he looks like the kid from Jerry Maguire with just a really bad beard.
Right. But it's
an improvement.
It is a step up. And for one thing, I can tell you, it made me not think about Obamacare anymore, because I was thinking about his luscious beard.
It distracted everybody, didn't it? I mean, these guys are great at strategy,
This is how you do it.
They do to make people not think about Obamacare. Oh, let's tape some cubes to Jay Carney's face, and we'll put him out there, and within 10 minutes, everybody will be talking about that instead of about the horrible healthcare law that we passed.
And you know what? It worked, because that's how our media culture is today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people, the story on Twitter was far more about his beard than about like the how hard it is to sign up a child for your plan on Obamacare.
You know what? Until I saw...
kids don't need health care.
No.
Okay? Kids have too much health care these days. We need to toughen them up. I've had enough of it, and I'm glad that Obamacare is finally taking the steps. Look, okay, kid, yeah, you don't need health care. You can grow up just like your great-great-great-grandfather, who, whenever he would step on a nail, you just pull it out, spit on it, and go about your day.
I think that I didn't realize, though, how much Jay Carney looked like an 8-year-old until he actually grew the beard. Like, I don't think it dawned on me like this guy actually looks like a child. And who told him that was a good idea? I mean, who said? I mean, the president could have forced him to do it. Like, you're gonna grow a beard. It's the end of the story. I need you to do this day. But I don't think that's what happened. I think like he actually thought, in all his wisdom, that this was something that was gonna
Look,
make him look really good with the ladies.
as a man who just grew a beard recently, I have to defend Jay Carney a little bit. Beards are awesome. I don't know that his is that awesome, but beards are awesome.
Well, you know what I was thinking?
And I would commend any man or man boy spokesperson
man boy spokesperson
who is considering growing a beard to do.
It's too bad that Helen Thomas wasn't there to see Jay Carney and his beard, because I think she would have definitely gotten very, very turned on, very frisky by it.
Did you someone photoshopped a beard onto Dana Perino?
Really?
It was like, because she was a spokesperson for Bush towards the end there. It says someone was photoshopped a beard onto her, and I thought that was a very attractive look. And I wonder why more women don't grow beards.
I think it'll come in fashion at some point, though. I mean, think about it.
If you can make a living off of it, which bearded woman is a profession.
Well, you know, really, like,
I don't see why more women don't do it.
There could be changes in like what we find attractive in the culture. Like, it used to be that, you know, bigger, huskier women were very attractive back in the Renaissance period. So it's not totally outside of the realm of possibility that someday, you know, women with a lot of facial hair could become the standard for beauty in our society.
That's your prediction, isn't it? You're making a prediction right now.
And I'm not just saying in the you know, long term. I think like next year, perhaps.
Yeah, you're declaring on this show your New Year prediction.
Lady beards will be in 2015. That's my prediction.
It's hard to argue with a man that knows. You have a hand in fashion. I mean,
I do.
You're
a very fashionable guy.
Exactly.
I have my Thor shirt on today.
I think you didn't you help come up with the concept of leather jogging pants?
Leather, yeah.
Wasn't that you and Kanye sat down together?
Joe Shopstall helped me with that, though. The leather jogging pants were a creation because we would always go out jogging in these shorts, right? And they were like
they weren't leather.
And they were ugly, and we were getting in really good shape, but we weren't stylish at all. And we would go through like, you know, DuPont Circle or some other part, and we just, nobody would look at us.
No one would hit on you, which is weird because you're two attractive men in DuPont Circle.
Yeah, I mean, we came up with these leather running pants. They're buttless, of course. They're like chaps.
Yeah, assless chap running pants.
You know, run in them for like 10 minutes, and the smell is just unbearable. But at the same time,
but in a good way, like Old Spice.
You would not believe the attention we get from these running pants, and I think they're going to take off very, very soon.
Well, isn't Carney's on board with that, isn't he? I thought he was. Didn't he claim to be he was like the guy that came up with them? That's what he was saying. And it was like racism that was holding back the leather jogging pant.
That might be it. Kanye's a genius. I
can't deny that.
No. What did he say the other day that was just brilliant? He said something about.
He says so many brilliant things. I can't even keep track of them.
I need to keep a list of all the brilliant things he says. I mean, there's just so many.
Someone needs to write a book.
Somebody will.
Someone probably already has. Yeah, the wisdom of Kanye.
How are you doing over in this game? Are you like killing people, or is?
Yeah, I'm second on our team. I only have 4 kills and 5 deaths, but I'm second on our team with a handgun. I'm running around with a handgun. I'm not using my honey badger assault rifle. I'm using a handgun, and somehow I'm second on our team, which is a good measure of how terrible our team is.
Well, that's probably a lot of because of me. I mean, I bring every team that I'm down.
Yeah, you have 0 points.
Yeah,
so.
I'm awful. I just blew up a car, though.
Hey.
There's that.
That car couldn't kill you, so.
Nope. But now I got killed by a guy.
Yeah.
But I showed that smart-ass car.
Yeah, that car can shove it.
Dead car.
Well, what happened? Something happened.
Go home to Carland, jerk face.
Well, I mean.
But yeah, I mean, this is a weird time in politics because you just get over like the end of the year and everything slows down
Oh
so
yeah.
much. And now it's ramped back up, and they got the whole unemployment insurance thing, which is going to happen. I don't know if that's going to be too big. I think they'll probably pass something pretty quickly. I don't think the Republicans want any part of that fight. But just interesting to see what the next big fight is about.
Well, I think it's still going to be Obamacare because
yeah, hopefully
it's like that affects everyone.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff doesn't affect most people, but Obamacare, your health insurance, that affects everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like gay marriage affects me, but
right.
That's it. Not that many people who it affects, or laws against dating children that affects me immensely, but it doesn't really affect most people.
Because you are a child and you want to date, and it's not happening.
Well, right, that was implied, Steve. I mean, come on. Right. But yeah, I mean, it's very strange political season, and the fact that Obamacare can remain such an issue for so long is really incredible. I don't think they were expecting this. I don't think the Democrats were expecting this.
Well, I think it's because, like I said, I think a lot of these issues, like unemployment and being extended, a lot of this stuff, like political people like us or whatever, get obsessed with every little story that comes along, and everything's every political point scored is huge to us. But people don't, unless someone's directly being affected by something, I don't think they pay as much attention.
Right.
Because,
and that's the
I mean, they have lives, essentially. We have no lives.
Right, we don't. But that was
but
the
Obamacare
thing about
affects everybody.
Budget. You saw like all the conservatives get really freaked out about the Ryan Patty Murray budget. No, it's the end of the world, and like this is it. Or like Mark Levin does this all the time. If you listen to him, you think that the apocalypse is upon us and the country is about to fall, due to rhinos. But in reality, people don't think that way. Most people, they don't care. They hear the word budget and they're like, oh, budget, good.
Right.
And even most people who are politically aware, I think, forget about this stuff after a couple of weeks. But with Obamacare, when it's something like that, or if it's something big like a war, those are the times when people really keep paying attention, and they really, that can really change the political makeup of the country if it continues. So I think what you're going to see for the rest of the year is the Democrats doing everything possible to change the subject. And they're going to try doing it with income inequality, and they're going to try doing it with, they'll probably start an abortion fight or some sort of gay marriage fight. I don't know if it works. I'm just hoping that the Republicans and conservatives don't play into their hands on this one and pick little battles and try to stick to the big battle in the end. I think would be the best strategy for us.
Could be. But I'm just concerned that on my drive home, I might freeze to death.
Well, do you have a heater in your car?
I do, but it's like below zero out here, and I'm not sure that heater is going to save me. It's going to be like the day after tomorrow. I swear to God.
Yeah. We're all going to die. I'm glad I got to be on your show before we all die.
So this is your last...
my last appearance.
Last hurrah.
My first and last appearance on the Steve Gutowski Games and Guns.
Games and Guns.
Actually, I wouldn't have even come on. I thought it was Gays and Guns.
Well, that's how I tricked you on.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought there were going to be like dudes dancing and like all sorts of great stuff.
There are, that you just can't see it because it's...
Share music and brunch.
In my brain.
Figure skating, all that stuff. But no, it's just you and some video games. I'm sorely disappointed.
You could add topless man dancing if you'd like. I don't mind.
I could have called them if I should have called them.
I mean, well, what are you good for? Get out there. Get up on... I know that if you tilt that camera slightly to the left, you can't tell me that there isn't a stripper pole.
I'm too tired. I've had a long day.
Well,
fighting the fight against...
Not committed. I'm disappointed. This is the only reason I brought you on.
So what do you think is going to happen next week in the playoffs?
I don't care because the Eagles lost and it makes me sad.
You had to expect that was going to happen.
Yeah. See, but it's not the same for you because you're a Jets fan and you had no hope that you would ever accomplish anything this season.
Never have any hope. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think the Jets and the Eagles are pretty much equally disappointing in terms of the history of their team. Yeah, it's pretty sad all the way around.
That's true.
I don't know. I'd like to see Denver do it just because I really like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, sexually.
I hate Tom Brady. I do not want to see him get anywhere near the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, anyone who wears Uggs shouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
Does he wear Uggs when he plays though?
I believe that's his official. Yeah, his official cleat by Uggs.
They're like they make Ugg cleats.
Just for him.
Wow.
They're like fur-lined Ugg cleats.
That's pretty cool.
That's his thing.
Maybe that's why he's so good.
Probably.
Like the power of emu that allows him
Emo?
to. Emu, it's emu, right? That's what
Emos
Uggs are.
make those? I didn't think emo kids like to work.
No, not emo kids. Like the emu, the animal. There's like it's like a bird.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like an ostrich, but in Australia, and I guess they make
an Australian ostrich.
I think it's a good name for a band too.
Emo or Australian ostrich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Answer. Like, okay. Yes.
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 Agreed.
Oh god.
Australian ostrich is an awesome name for. You know what I don't like about this game? Like most of the games, you have to shoot people like 30 times in order to kill them. This game, just one shot, just basically puts you down.
Yeah.
Realistic like that.
It's not realistic at all.
No.
Usually, you have to shoot someone 30 or 40 times before they die.
Yeah. I haven't shot that many people. I
know
look, you
hey,
have.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Die, Dan. Danny J.
Not on the same team, dude. Look.
Doesn't matter. I'm shooting you anyway. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh
god, some other guy came in. He's gonna kill both of us. Nope. Just killed you.
Just me.
Well, there's your dead body. Not gonna desecrate it at all.
Two of us to
murder. Hey, Dan.
I'm an easy target.
I don't know. Well, you know what I hope for, really, for the playoffs though, is genuinely snow. Did you watch that Eagles? What was it? Who the heck? Eagles Detroit game.
Detroit game? No, I didn't see that one. I watched the Green Bay San Francisco game where apparently it was like negative 14 degrees with the wind chill.
Yeah, but it was just cold. It wasn't snowing, and I don't think that's as interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that Eagles-Lions game was so awesome. I love football in the snow. I'm just surprised that Roger Goodell's whiny little ass actually let them play.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I was wondering the same thing, too, because you remember the beginning of the season, they called the game off because of, like, lightning, right?
Yeah.
And yet it gets down to negative 15 degrees, and the players could potentially, get frostbite, and the field is hard as a rock. The ball can barely move because it's so cold, and yet he just allows it to go on. I think
that's good, to be honest with you.
It's good. I mean,
it's
they
so much
should
better.
play football in all those conditions, but I mean, was there really a lot of danger?
No, well, I guess with lightning it's one thing, but
I suppose.
Stabbed you, guy. Hey, you're dead now because I stabbed you in the face.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Stabbing in the face. That's always an option.
It's the best option.
That is the option. But no, because Goodell canceled an Eagles game a couple years ago, famously for snow.
Okay.
There was like 6 inches of snow, and they canceled the game. And because it was famous because Ed Rendell, the former governor, he said it was like wussifying the NFL or something like that.
One of these days, Goodell's just going to come out and like change the rules to make it two-hand touch.
Oh God, I hate that guy. It's so awful.
Two-hand touch, everybody.
Everybody, just slap fight now. Hey, NFL slap fighting.
Taking away the ball, and it's going to be a big slap fight between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Who would win a slap fight between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers? Because I think it's
Aaron
close.
Rodgers would kick his ass.
Yeah, I guess so.
Tom Brady's not winning any slap fights with anybody.
Well, but he probably has a lot more experience with that kind of thing.
His wife probably beats him in slap fights every night.
His wife probably just beats him.
Probably.
I could see Giselle doing that.
She wears the pants in the family. He wears the Uggs.
Tom, you only threw 1 touchdown this week. It's
right.
5 lashes. And she just punches him in the face a couple times. That's how I like to imagine their relationship, at least.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady. I don't know. I mean, that guy won the lottery, though, didn't he? I mean,
I guess.
I mean, was he? He like went 200th or something in the draft, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, I guess he was like 6th round or something.
He just randomly ended up playing in a game because Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and all of a sudden he's like the greatest quarterback who ever lived, or one of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
All of a sudden, that was it. That was the whole thing. That was the whole process.
Boom. He didn't have to play. He's just the greatest.
The whole process. He played in the game after Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and now he's the best ever.
You know? Hey, you remember Drew Bledsoe? I mean, he wasn't a bad quarterback.
My favorite, I think, NFL quarterback of all time has to be Doug Flutie. Not because of football or anything like that, but because he had Flutie Flakes. And that's just
Flutie Flakes.
Awesome. Flutie Flakes.
They have all sorts. Like sports stars had like candy and cereals back then. They don't
and like awesome nicknames. No one has that anymore either.
Do you remember the Ken Griffey Jr. bar? Do you remember that?
No.
Back when Ken Griffey Jr. was at the peak of his career, he had his own candy bar.
He had a candy bar?
Yeah. He had a candy
Was it any good?
I don't know. I don't. My parents wouldn't buy me candy.
Your parents were not
like,
good
made
people.
Me garbage, basically. But no, then there was also a Reggie Jackson bar. Apparently.
This sounds. I feel like we ventured into like therapy sessions now.
Yeah.
Talking about how your parents wouldn't buy you the Ken Griffey Jr. bar. You're scarred for life.
Bar.
All I wanted for Christmas
They bought all the
was pretzels and caramel. Why do they hate me? It made me feel so unloved.
Made me eat like celery or moldy eggs or something.
I feel like
I had a terrible childhood. There was no candy involved, and on Halloween they'd make me go. That could only go to the houses that gave away like pennies or raisins,
apples.
And there was always that one idiot on the block who gave away toothbrushes. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh God, I hated that guy so much.
Yeah. This is like straight on therapy session.
Man, I need to talk.
How did that make you
Thank
feel,
you so
Dan?
much for having me on your show because now I can get it all out.
You can share all your darkest secrets now while you play Call of Duty Ghosts.
The horrible family that gave away raisins, and then my parents would make me eat all the raisins.
Eat them! Eat them now, Dan!
Eat the raisins now!
A good boy eats his raisins, dude.
That was a terrible childhood. They're like, raisins are nature's candy.
Eat your raisins, and I'll let you have a blanket tonight.
Yeah,
but
right?
Mom, it's 20 degrees. Won't survive without. And then you better eat those raisins, son.
You don't have to go to school in your lederhosen if you eat all your raisins. Otherwise, it's lederhosen for you, kid.
Oh
God.
God.
A little weird.
You're like the saddest guest we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, how many
out of the
guests
two
have you had?
guests that we've had.
Okay, so I'm slightly more sad than Brandon.
Yeah, you're slightly sadder than Brandon Morris.
I'll take it.
Brandon, all Brandon talked about was his wonderful childhood.
Unsad. I won't be as sad as he is. He's got nothing but sad childhood stories.
That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh God. But
this is actually it's a fun game. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm enjoying like going around and seeing the sights.
A lot of pretty colors.
There are a lot of pretty colors.
There's dudes, so you always appreciate that.
Right. Is there a dog? I just saw a dog.
Yeah, there's dogs. They got dogs in this one. My girlfriend was very excited about the dogs.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then she gets upset when I kill one of the dogs. If it's trying to like rip my throat out and I kill it, she's like, "No, you killed the dog." Like right now, die. Killed a dog. She's gonna be upset when she watches this.
So you were killing people with a knife though earlier, right?
Yeah, you can knife people in the face.
Are there other weapons,
my preferred
other
thing.
non-gun weapons you can get? Like, could I just hit somebody with a stick or something?
You could try, but that wouldn't do anything. So I wouldn't recommend it.
It might if you hit them hard enough, right? Or if it was a really pointy stick.
Yeah, if you could code in a stick as a weapon, then you could try to kill someone with it later.
I feel like that's the kind of game, like, it could be like a really cheap game for kids who just can't afford to buy the good gunfighting games. Like, they could get a game where you just chase people around with a stick.
Actually, I have a game like that. It's called Minecraft. That's basically what Minecraft is. Have you ever heard? Like, that's the weirdest thing to me. Minecraft.
Minecraft, I don't understand it. Like I've seen
I,
like you build the territory and then you play the game, right?
yeah, something like that. I really don't know. It's bizarre
I
to
don't.
me. Like, it's like lower than Nintendo quality graphics,
Yeah.
and
And
you
they have
like,
all these new games now where you have to build your own levels and then you play. It's like the places where you go where you make your own steak.
yeah. Well, it
And
seems
you
like
don't
more work than fun,
in
I
the middle.
guess. Yeah. Like you're doing all the work and they're making all the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I buy the games because you've already done the levels.
Like I watched.
My own
I don't.
levels.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I watched like a.
so you can cook it for me.
I watched like an explanation of what the heck Minecraft is and how it works, and it just seemed like it was a lot of like mining for resources and then building structures, and then things would randomly try to kill you at night.
It's like the kind
And I
of
was like,
video
what the hell
game
is this?
that people who played all the other video games play.
It's
Like
like
they've eaten everything else, so they play this one.
it's like the most popular game in the world right now.
It must be. It's popular. I don't understand.
I don't know
it,
what's
but,
going on with kids.
I don't understand a lot of things. Like
I always thought people that were like, oh, you should go outside and play with a soccer ball or something.
Right.
Instead of playing video games. I was like, but video games are fun and interesting. And now it's like, all right, maybe, yeah, Minecraft, I think you probably should just go outside and, like, even if by yourself, just kick a ball around and you're going to have more fun.
A video game about being outside. Yay! The circle is complete.
But it's just weird to me. Like, what are you kids doing? What is your deal? What's your thing? What's going on here?
Put on your Uggs and go play outside.
Put on your Ugg cleats and go play with Tom Brady.
Go play football with your friends. Go play touch football. Ooh, what's this? A briefcase? What did I just get? I just got.
Oh, you got like a challenge. This game has I see this. Like I've been playing Call of Duty forever, and this is the latest one. And I think it's interesting because the multiplayer, everything's a lot like more fine-tuned and smoother as far as the mechanics go, but the actual like games you can play kind of suck.
I still haven't seen a single ghost in this game.
Maybe you are the ghost.
Good ghost too. I want to be the ghost of like Elizabeth Taylor or Michael Jackson or something.
Like famous ghosts like Abraham Lincoln is with his head blown out. Is in here.
Patrick Swayze.
You haven't.
I thought it was gonna be like a link up between Call of Duty and the movie Ghost.
That would be a game. No, I would play that.
Swayze and the like killing.
Where you have to pleasure Patrick Swayze in order to win the multiplayer match.
That was gonna be it. I was all ready for that, and I would have been very good at that game. But
see, now I knew what you were. Now it's clear why you were eager to play this game. You drove around looking for it on Redbox and.
Right now, like every viewer you have is like long ago turned off. They're like, what is this show?
What the hell? Well, I thought this was a video game show, not some sort of weird Patrick Swayze pervert
terrible
show.
Human being he has on.
But yeah, that would be a game I would play though. Like if you were Patrick Swayze and you were going around.
Really love. Like I cannot wait for the 12 Years a Slave video game. It's gonna be awesome. Have you seen that movie?
I feel like that's racist. What you just said.
No. It's a great movie, but I mean you play as the main character, and you'd have to just get out of all these crazy situations.
I'm gonna have to apologize to Jesse Jackson after this episode airs.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go and kiss his ring. Yeah. Al Sharpton's gonna have a whole hour on his show about this. The 12 Years a Slave video game is not funny.
And then he's gonna incite people to riot and murder you.
He will.
No, wait, he won't, because you're not Jewish.
He won't do that. Zimmerman.
You're not Jewish, so he won't do that.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have you killed. But
I think I just jumped to my death. Yeah, I did.
Maybe
Are we in a subway now? Is that what's going on? I mean, like in a subway system.
We're in yeah. Oh, there you are. Hey, I'm shooting at you. Hey.
Can you wave in this game? Can you hi?
Yeah, here. See?
What did I just do? Oh,
you throwing a grenade. You're gonna kill us. What did you do?
I no, threw a grenade.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know.
What are
There's
you
nothing
doing?
else to do.
What? Come here. Stop it. Stop running. You're running away from me.
It's like a little cart that I could get in and just drive around. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Good at
Enjoy this. Oh crap, you kicked it back at me. Damn you. Yeah, just stand there. Oh, I have nothing left now. You're just running into walls.
I want to look at this hot naked woman here. Check it out.
She's not naked.
Ooh, look, a payphone. Can I call somebody?
Oh, this game's out of date. Why do they have a payphone?
Yeah, I know,
What is
right?
this? Is it like a red box here?
Are we in a museum? Is that where we are?
We should be able to use the phone. Let me use the
We should be
phone.
able to call somebody. Who should we call on the phone?
Let's call Jay Carney.
Let's call Jay Carney.
Ask him about where he got his. Oh God, we're dead.
Oh.
So I bet I'm gonna watch this guy's video because he's like, what the hell are these two doing? If you see that video, it's just us staring at the payphone, and this guy comes along and shoots us.
Trying to get it to work, banging on it.
We're both like,
maybe there's a quarter in here.
you didn't even
Jay
pause.
Carney will actually have the beard the next time, like after all the criticism he got.
I think once you grow a beard, it's addicting, and you're just gonna stick with it. Oh, there's a guy and his dog. And I'm dead. Kill him for me. You didn't kill him, did you?
Because I was dead too. He killed me before he killed you.
Oh.
He did not do well in the subway.
Let's go back to the payphone.
Yeah, let's keep going back to the payphone.
Hey, there's a bench in here too. I guess I could sort of sit on this bench. Hey. Oh, someone killed me. This must be weird.
Look, I found a couch. I found a couch in here.
I was sitting on the bench and some guy shot me in the head. That's not polite, really.
Couch, widescreen TV, and then I get shot.
It's just impolite, really. I was sitting on a bench trying to take a load off, and this guy shot me right in the head.
Relax, and this guy comes in with his giant gun and kills
People
me.
are impolite. I'm trying to make a phone call. I lost my cell phone. Thankfully, there's like 1980s
You're still at the payphone.
payphone. I'm back at the payphone.
Trying to figure the thing out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, maybe we shoot it a couple times. We're dead again. Look at this guy. This guy's watching us. We're shooting at a payphone. He's like, what the hell is going on? This is the weirdest game of Call of Duty I've ever played. Hey, there you are again.
We should get the whole team. We could get the whole team to go to the payphone and try to shoot.
I found another payphone. Look, hey, this whole place is just filled with payphones. Oh, you died.
This is fun. This is payphone land.
What? Who's designing Call of Duty?
Super Mario Brothers, the payphone level, where he just jumps on the payphones.
What are you talking about? I feel like you're just making up stuff.
Damn.
Mario payphone level. Yeah, yeah, totally.
This one I'm at right now has chili and donuts. This is an original chili and donut level. I can't imagine why this town has no people in it. The one restaurant, all they served was chili and donuts. Of course, they all died from dysentery over a year ago.
It's not enough citrus, right? That's dysentery.
That's right. They didn't. They all died from like.
They still have newspaper dispensers in this weird world that this is taking place in.
No, they probably haven't even gotten to the newspaper yet. They're probably still on like.
Well, it was empty. There's like an empty vending machine.
Yeah, they probably yelled out the window to give each other the news. Clearly, these people were not. This society did not work out.
I just want to know who's designing. I found another payphone. Who designs these levels now? Like, all right, guys, we're gonna make this as realistic as possible, which means a lot of payphones.
Chili and donut restaurant over here, and here's where we'll put all the payphones.
We need many payphones if we're gonna make this. If we're gonna make people think this is real, we're gonna have a lot of payphones. Hey, there you are again.
Here I am. We're kind
behind
of looking through the subway like this.
Hey, wait, what are you looking at the trash can for? Oh god.
I was trying to see if there's anything good in there. You never know.
So you were hungry?
Like their old chili and donuts. Their donut chili burger in there. Oh, here's the newspaper machine. Oh, nothing.
Oh god.
Nothing in
here.
Yeah,
the newspaper machines are empty.
It doesn't look like it looks like one of those newspaper machines that you
I guess
get,
that's
like,
realistic.
The sex news out of, like the advertisements for strippers in.
So the sex news?
Yeah,
you
like
get your sex news from the newspaper?
Like the advertisements, and it was just advertisements for like strippers to come to your place, or for different strip clubs. You never got.
I'm not aware of that one. No.
Into a copy. It's really good. Like it's very informative.
You're a subscriber to that, aren't you?
I am. Oh yeah, dude.
#1 subscriber.
Crossword puzzle they have is great.
The cross puzzle.
Best crossword puzzle of any newspaper around.
I think we'll do one more match and then we're good.
Yeah, I'm tired of getting killed.
For all the sad people still watching this at home.
No, come on, we're very entertaining.
So many people are watching. That's not bad.
How big do you think your audience is?
20 million.
You think that many?
Well, I mean, like between 20 and 20 million would be accurate.
So somewhere in between.
The modern analytics technology hasn't caught up to the experience of watching this show, so it's hard to say.
I see.
You can't tell. There could be many people watching on one screen, is what I'm. That's what I'm betting.
Are they commenting on the YouTube page?
Me. I commented on there.
Well, no, I mean if it's like it's coming through streaming on YouTube, right?
Yeah, you can. No one has commented. Actually, I did get a couple DMs that said it was awesome. So.
DPs? You got some DPs on there?
Yeah. There was a dick pic, but attached to it was some text, and it said, "I wouldn't think watching dudes play video games and talk about stuff would make for good TV, but this show is surprisingly entertaining." So that's probably the best review I've ever gotten. They said it's also impressive to be able to maintain the lead in Call of Duty Deathmatch while disproving an inconvenient truth.
That's true. That's very true.
I think
two things at once. That's why we're so talented here.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't disprove an inconvenient truth. The polar vortex did, and as far as I'm aware, it's not playing Call of Duty right now.
I feel like they come up with new names for these weather things all the time. Like remember
it's just like cheap PR.
Remember Derecho where like all the lights went off?
Oh yeah, the thing was crazy. No, but I mean like the last snowstorm, like the Weather Channel, it'll name snowstorms now if they're big enough or something like that, and so they named the last one Hercules. Which I thought was stealth PR for that new movie about Hercules called Hercules.
I saw the poster for that the other day. That looks bad.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to see any more movies about Hercules or like they're just running out of ideas now.
I think they ran out of ideas after they started making Honey Boo Boo into its own production.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just a reality show. But I mean, did you hear about the movie about oh man, what's his name? It had Benedict Cumberbatch in it and then like flopped. It was about Julian.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Julian whatever, the creepy like albino guy that does WikiLeaks.
I mean, like, I understand, like, the story was kind of interesting, I guess. It was, like, an interesting news story, but you don't need to make a movie out of it.
Yeah, especially with that guy as being, like, a hero character.
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, the information he really exposed really wasn't that important or interesting.
Oh, there's a giant hole here.
As far as the United States was concerned. I mean, it was stuff about Iraq that really made no difference, and then...
One of our teammates tried to push me in a giant hole.
Oh.
What a jerk. Thanks, jerk teammate. And then I died. I was like at the edge of this giant hole, and there were a couple of our teammates were there looking down into it, and then one tried to push me into it. That's not very.
Yeah, I mean, Julian Assange is not something I want to watch an entertaining movie about.
I'm talking about being pushed into a giant hole, so.
And I'm talking about Julian Assange.
You could shut up about Julian Assange. That'd be great.
Your show. I'm talking about being pushed in a giant hole. We can talk about that.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be more captivating than talking about Julian Assange.
Like in Return to the... What are some movies where they push people in giant holes? There's Return to the Jedi with the Sarlacc pit, right?
You know what movie I wish had a guy pushed into a giant hole? That movie about Julian Assange. I wish he got pushed into a giant hole.
No, quick. No, think of movies where people fall into big holes. Like Temple of Doom, right? Where they lower that guy into the big pit of fire.
Right. Or Holes.
That's a good one. That's all about holes.
It's about holes, but I don't think people get pushed into them. You just have to
There are a
dig
lot
them
of
for
good
some
movies
reason.
about holes. Anything with Lindsay Lohan.
But back to pushing Julian Assange into a giant hole
Yeah.
for a moment. Doesn't he look like a supervillain? And wouldn't that be a fitting death for a supervillain?
Yeah, he looks like a Bond villain.
He does.
But like from one of the 70s Bond movies.
Yeah, like really bad stylish.
Yeah.
Really bad styles and like pale white skin. Bond villain.
Yeah. And he has like a really weird name, like.
And you have a really stupid plot to destroy the Earth, like creating a giant,
bullet hands.
like a giant space mirror to focus the sun's rays onto Earth.
That was a movie. That was a Man with the Golden Gun, right?
I have no idea. I just made that up.
No, yeah, he had a laser that like used the sun and was going to destroy America or something.
Oh.
I think James Bond stopped him. I don't remember what happened at the end of that movie. He actually ended up destroying America, or if James Bond ended up winning.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
You never know going into this.
I remember there was a midget, though.
There's always a midget.
An evil midget.
In all the best ones, there's a midget.
Yeah, I only go to see the midget parts, and then I leave.
after James Bond kills the midget, you're like, that's it.
Yes, after James Bond takes the midget out, then I'm like, okay, we can go now.
After the James Bond love scene with the midget, that's when I leave.
Yeah, they sort of stopped those after the 70s, though.
Yeah, it fell out of favor after the 70s.
Back
I don't
with
know why.
Daniel Craig.
Well, he is sort of midget-like.
He is kind of.
He's like 5'2".
I could see a love scene with a midget in his future.
Now that they're more serious, I think a serious midget love scene would be.
Serious midget.
That's what's called for. That's what America needs.
You can't just like sexualize it. They have to make it like a love-making scene.
Right, a legitimate midget love scene.
Yeah.
It's what the country's been waiting for.
It really is.
It's what the Civil Rights Movement was all about.
That's right. Al Sharpton talks about it all the time. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Nope.
I know, we've been on the phone for an hour.
Taking your pants off? Oh God, I don't want to see what happens when it comes back. Well,
I have to see how many times they die.
this is awkward. I think Dan is
Cool.
being molested in the background. You did take your pants off, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
I saw that. It's not appropriate. This is a family-friendly show.
Nope, I got the wrong controller.
Not like a normal family, but like a family of circus freaks.
Families out there who are just sitting around their internet right now watching us, like
Yeah.
all together, like the mom, the kids.
Yeah, like I said, it's family of circus freaks is what I'm aiming for.
Mhm.
The content rating of the show. Go die. Yes, that guy sucked because I killed him with my gun very quickly, even though he had a lot of time to shoot me.
7 times in this game. I'm not good.
Well, you better make this count because this is the last match, bro.
Okay.
No, we're out. Make it count. Make it count. Make it count. Ah, die. Yeah.
Kill at least one guy in this match.
Yeah. Oh. I have like a perk that lets me see all the enemy like explosives and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of cool, I guess. Like X-ray vision. I already killed 3 dudes with this handgun. I've done surprisingly well with this handgun.
I still
It's
haven't
kinda
killed a
weird.
single ghost.
Well, have you looked in your pants?
The ghost of my
No idea.
ghost of my pants.
I don't know what that. I'm just
No.
trying to get you to
I-
take your pants
okay.
off. There's ghosts in your underwear, Dan, so you better remove those quickly and on camera. Just
That's
kidding.
good for
Don't
video
do
game
that.
when it comes out.
Gross. Why did I randomly switch to the other gun? Now the episode's ruined. We'll have to do this all over again. I'm sorry. So this will only take another hour and a half or so.
God damn it.
Luckily, you have no life or loved ones.
That's true.
So
That's why you had me on.
that's the only criteria I have for this show. If no one cares about you or loves you,
It's true. You're actually the first person to talk to me that didn't have to in a long time. Like months.
but hence the therapy session aspect of this show.
That's why I told you all my deepest, darkest secrets.
You know what's weird about this level?
Hmm.
No payphones. Not realistic.
Are you sure? We haven't really looked that hard.
That's true. I haven't. There's a lot of propane tanks, which is good because that really helps. That's why this game connects with like Middle America. Propane tanks.
Maybe the payphones are in the propane tanks.
There's also like giant oxygen tanks things. A lot of tanks of various gases. I think that's what people look for in their video games.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's so popular.
They want to keep it realistic as possible.
Right. Payphones, propane tanks, oxygen tanks.
Dog. I found another dog.
Did it kill you?
Why is there like one random dog running around?
It's a perk. If you kill a certain amount of people or whatever, you get special things. Like I just put down a satellite thingy.
Really?
Yeah, so now we can see where the other people are.
Can we watch TV on that thing?
Yeah, actually.
Lifetime?
That's the main
Do we
purpose.
get Lifetime?
Oh, I found that giant hole again. Oh, one of my stupid team. Oh, I got killed. No. I didn't fall into the hole, though. If I'm going to get killed, I'd at least like to fall into the hole.
Oh,
ridiculous.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help our team more. I'm just not cut out for these war games, I don't think.
Yeah, or for anything.
Yeah.
Generally. Life generally.
All right.
But I guess that's our show.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on. This was very, very interesting, very fun.
0 kills and 12 deaths, so thank you for contributing.
We worked out a lot of our issues tonight.
Yes. That's the goal of this show, is to have guests on and then work through their innermost problems.
And it's the first time I've ever actually been on the air in any way that I haven't just cried the entire time.
So we've made some real progress here tonight.
Yeah, we have. I mean, usually when I go on like the radio and do interviews and stuff, I just burst out in tears. I don't know why.
Who doesn't?
But this has been understandable. Very good. It's been a healthy. I mean, it's the video games.
Yeah.
Can we play Zelda time
though? If you can procure me a real life Zelda sword thing.
I'll see what I can do. I think I could probably.
I think that's what they call it, right? The real life Zelda sword thing. Yeah, so if we could test some sort of Zelda weapon in real life, that would be perfect for this show.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
I think the plan is to do this every week at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays for the live stream, and then I'll have the edited version of the show up on Thursday. And every other week we'll have an episode where we shoot the actual guns from the game and see how they compare. So
cool, man.
Thanks for being on. Hopefully we can have you on again in the future, since you spent like $60 to get an Xbox Live account.
I needed it anyway.
But we'll be back next week at Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on same channel. Hopefully on Twitch as well next time. Not technically savvy, so I can figure out how to make it work this time. But oh well.
All right.
Thank you, and goodbye, and good night.
Have a good night.
Such